$1 trillion gone in a single month. That is what just happened to SpaceX. The biggest IPO in history, the stock everyone said would go to the moon, has crashed back down to Earth. It is now trading below its $135 IPO price, which means every single person who bought SpaceX stock since it went public is now losing money. Every one of them. And Elon Musk? He just made history twice in the same month? First, he became the world's first trillionaire. Then he became the world's first ex-trillionaire. On the worst day of the crash, he lost $240 billion in a single day, the biggest one-day loss by any human being ever. To understand how insane that number is, the second richest person on the planet is worth around $280 billion in total. Elon lost almost that entire fortune between breakfast and dinner, but here is the part nobody is telling you. This crash is not over. In fact, the most dangerous part has not even started yet. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why August could be the month everything truly falls apart. Let's break it down. How we got here. Just over a month ago, SpaceX pulled off the largest IPO in history. It raised a record $86 billion. The hype was unlike anything the stock market had ever seen. The shares were priced at $135. Within days, they rocketed to over $225. The company was worth more than $2 trillion. Elon Musk officially became the first trillionaire in human history. News channels could not stop talking about it. Retail investors piled in. Nobody wanted to miss the next big thing. And then the music stopped. The stock started falling, then it kept falling. Down day after day, 9 trading sessions, 8 of them red. It sliced through $200, then $170, then $150, and then it did the one thing nobody thought possible this soon. It fell below $135, the IPO price itself bottoming out around $131. From its peak, the stock is down more than 40%, over $1 trillion in value, erased in about 4 weeks. So the obvious question is, why? Reason 1, the numbers never made sense. Strip away the hype and look at what SpaceX actually is as a business. It is a company that makes about $18 billion a year in revenue. That sounds big, until you learn it is not profitable. It loses roughly $5 billion a year. Its biggest projects are still years away from making money. Now hold that in your head and look at the price tag. $2 trillion at the peak. SpaceX was valued as one of the top 10 companies on Earth, and it was the only company on that list losing money. When a company is priced for perfection, one thing keeps the stock up: belief. And belief is the most fragile thing in finance. The moment it cracks, there are no profits underneath to catch the fall. Famous investors were warning about exactly this, saying the valuation was built on speculative dreams, not on proven business results. For a month, nobody listened, then everybody did at once. Reason 2, China just broke the magic spell. For years, SpaceX had one giant advantage nobody could touch: reusable rockets. Landing a rocket and flying it again made SpaceX dramatically cheaper than everyone else. That was the moat. That was the whole story. On July 10th, that story took a direct hit. China successfully landed a reusable orbital rocket booster, the Long March 10B, catching it with a sea-based recovery platform. It was China's first orbital booster recovery, and analysts immediately named China SpaceX's leading competitor. Why does one landing matter so much? Because SpaceX's $1 trillion price tag assumed it would dominate space alone for decades. Reusable rockets were supposed to be something only SpaceX could do. Now China can do it too, and Japan is testing its own. And competition means falling prices. Falling prices are bad news for any company. They are terrible news for a company that is already losing $5 billion a year at today's prices. The day that Chinese booster landed, space stocks across the market dropped. SpaceX fell hardest. Reason 3, the trap built into the IPO itself. Now here is the part of the story that should genuinely make you angry, because this crash did not just happen to ordinary investors. Ordinary investors were set up. 2 rules got bent for this IPO. First, index funds. Normally, a new stock waits a long time before it gets added to the big index funds. But the rules were changed, so SpaceX could be fast-tracked into major NASDAQ index funds after only 15 trading days. Those funds sit inside millions of ordinary retirement accounts running on autopilot, which means millions of regular people, teachers, nurses, office workers, were automatically buying SpaceX with their retirement money without ever making that choice, right near the top. Second, insider selling. Normally, company insiders are locked up for 180 days after an IPO. They cannot sell. For SpaceX, that rule was shortened too. Insiders get to start selling in early August, roughly 2 months after the IPO. Put those 2 changes side by side and look at what they create. Rule 1 forces ordinary people's retirement money in. Rule 2 lets executives and early investors cash out right after. The money flows in from the bottom and out of the top. That is not a conspiracy theory. Those are just the rules. Sitting in public filings waiting for August. Reason 4, the August time bomb. And that brings us to the scariest number in this entire story. When that first lockup expires in August, 911 million shares become eligible for sale. That is more shares than the entire IPO IPO offering. Some filings suggest the total wave could reach over 1.3 billion shares, hitting the market in the days after SpaceX reports its earnings on August 6th. Now think about who was holding those shares. There are SpaceX employees who received stock at around $1. Even after a 40% crash, they are still sitting on gains of more than 100 times their money. If you were them, watching the stock fall week after week, would you wait patiently, or would you sell the moment you legally could? Exactly. And August is only round one. The bigger 180-day lockup unlocks around December 8th, when the majority of all shareholders become free to sell. That means wave after wave of selling pressure. August, September, October, December. Every few weeks, a new group of people who bought at a fraction of today's price gets the green light to hit the sell button. Meanwhile, the company itself is burning cash so fast that just 2 weeks after raising $86 billion in the IPO, it was already borrowing more, a $20 billion round of bond sales. So is it a buy? After a 40% crash, some people are asking the obvious question, is this the dip? Is this the chance to buy a generational company at a discount? The bulls say yes. They argue this is just a normal post-IPO correction, that SpaceX still dominates rocket launches, and that Starlink is a real business with real customers. But here's what the cold math says. Some analysts who ran fair value estimates on the actual numbers, the revenue, the losses, the growth, came out with numbers like $68 to $100 per share. The stock, even after this crash, trades above $130. In other words, even after losing $1 trillion in value, SpaceX may still be expensive. And remember what is coming. Hundreds of millions of shares held by people who paid $1, all unlocking over the next 5 months. Trying to buy before that wave passes is like standing under a dam and hoping it holds. The lesson. This is bigger than SpaceX. This is the oldest story in the stock market wearing a shiny new rocket suit. Hype inflates a price far beyond what the business is worth. Ordinary people rush in at the top, some by choice, some automatically through their retirement funds. The people who got in early and cheap wait for their moment, and then they sell. To everyone who arrived late, the company might be revolutionary. The rockets are real. The technology is genuinely impressive, but a great company and a great stock are not the same thing. Price is what decides whether you make money, and no company, not even one run by the richest man alive, is worth any price. $1 trillion just vanished in a month teaching that lesson. August will teach it again.